and he said I needed to get a tattoo or something because I'm being way too grown up, and I agree. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the week. It is Sunday, May something, and I'm starting off my week with my yoga. I am very, very blessed that my yoga teacher actually lives in my neighborhood, and she just had a brand new deck refurbished. So we're hoping to do yoga outside today. So I've got my mat. She is teaching me so much. I've kind of dabbled in yoga over the years, but I'm getting a much more consistent practice because of her. Then later today, I'm going to be interviewed for a podcast that I'm super excited about. And then I'm gonna go see my mom. So yeah, let's get the week started. Y'all, my neighbor has done such a beautiful job with her yard. I have no words. I wish I had the time and the patience to do that. Like I'm tempted to go to Lowe's and spend like $1,000 on plants, but even if I did that, I would not put the time into it that she puts into it, so it would not look like that. But having yoga out on her deck with the birds and unreal. And then after, we had a really long conversation about being a caregiver, because both of them are older than I am. They are so wise, and I'm actually being interviewed by this podcast about being a caregiver. So I'm excited to share what they told me and all of the things. So it's with the Two Broadcasters is the name of the podcast. Two Broadcasters, get it? So if it's already published, I will put the link up here or up here. And if it's not, I'll at least put the link to their podcast so you can find them. They're here on YouTube. They're also on Apple. So yeah, that's the next thing. I was going to do my hair, but we spent so much time chatting after yoga over tea about such life-giving issues that I do not have time to do my hair, and that's fine. I think I'm going to film down in the basement because that's where the best podcast mic is. And yeah, but that means I have to scooch down there and get some things set up. So let's head down and do it. Okay, dogs are barking. Podcast went really well, but we ran almost 2 hours. So I will, again, like I said, I will post where it is. But now I need to go get myself ready to go see my mommy. Hello. Okay, it's Monday. And I went out to breakfast with my son this morning, which was so fun. We have this restaurant here called Snooze. I'm not sure if it's a chain. I will look it up and see if I can find it for you guys. But I had the Bravocado toast. Oh my gosh. It was so freaking good. I'm very full now. And we also got a pancake for the table because it's kind of a pancake place. What did we get? The pineapple upside down pancake. So little project for today. These are storage boxes that I was sent by QVC, but I love them because they have a wire frame so you can stack them. And I need to reset this closet. It's 100% not horrible. Also, clearly I need to do laundry, but do you have one of these weird, really tall spaces at the top of a random linen closet? Also, there's no light in here, A, and B, filming, I can see I have like dust bunnies up there, so gross. So this one is here, but it doesn't really, it's okay, but because it's not structured, I can't really put anything on top of it. So I got these because they stack and they're clear, so I can see what's in them. And I want to put like beach towels and extra blankets and things, and hopefully it will stack all the way up there. So that's my next project for today. So because I am a part of the YouTube shopping program, sometimes different brands will reach out and ask if they can send me stuff for free. QVC is one of those brands, and they usually send me a little catalog. It feels a little bit like green stamps. Who remembers green stamps? Anybody? Where there's like a limited amount of things I can choose from. Some months I choose nothing. They always tell me I can choose up to 3 things. You guys know I am still into Swedish death cleaning. I am still into not bringing unnecessary crap into my home. But sometimes they send me things that I actually need. And this time this was one of the things that I could get. So yeah, they're not expensive, but I'm really happy with them, and they were super easy to just like unfold. Okay, sadly, I could not fit all 3 of them up there. That's what I was hoping for. But I have an extra king size blanket in here, and then some extra pillow shams and an extra blanket in there. And then in this one, I put extra runners for rugs, and beach towels, and an extra shower curtain, which, you know, you want to have an extra shower curtain. This could be neater, but you know, this is not for Instagram. This is reality. This is hand towels and washcloths. I quickly went through and took out ones that need to be retired. They're just not in good shape anymore. Those can be used either as rags, or I can donate them to the animal shelter because they can always use them. And then some cleaning supplies. If you're like, Jen, you're in menopause, why do you still have that? Well, folks, my sons have girlfriends, so we keep those on hand because I am not a jerk and I have house guests. We have extra toothpaste and toothbrushes in here, extra cleaning supplies. I think this is wrinkle release. Is it? Yes. Or is that static? That's static cleaning stuff. Spot cleaner for the carpet. And then toilet tissue, which clearly we need more of. So I'm going to need to go to Costco, and I need to do laundry. Normally when the laundry is done, this is filled with towels. And so, yeah, I need to do that too. But yeah, it looks pretty good. I did find out that what I thought was cobwebs is scuffs in the paint. So never mind. And then I have a little Swiffer hanging there. I don't honestly remember. What did I used to have hanging there? I don't know. Maybe I should put something there. That would be helpful. And yeah, there you go. Election day here in Georgia. And it's also mammogram day for me. And what's kind of funny is now that I require an annual colonoscopy, and now that my mammograms generally lead to MRIs, this is like the least panic inducing part of my medical journey. These used to freak me out, and now I'm like, it's no big deal. It's funny what we get used to, isn't it? So fully anticipate that the mammogram will lead to ultrasound, and the ultrasound might lead to MRI. We've now had that happen twice, so let's see what happens today. It's always an adventure. And then I'm going to vote. Now, let me show you my cheat sheet for voting that I am going to take into the booth with me. So many names. We have a very big election today. I believe our ballot is 4 pages long. So I went to a website, I think it was called Vote Blue, that gave me like which organizations had endorsed which candidates. I did my research. I read up on the candidates. I feel pretty confident going in, but it's a long ballot, and I have a feeling there's going to be a line, which is not a bad problem. That's a good problem, because that means that we're all getting out there and voting, which is the only thing we've got. Okay, that was officially my easiest mammogram ever. No additional screening required. Everything looked great. She got all the shots that she needed, and I was in and out of there in an hour. So yes, now on to the voting booth. If that goes the same, I might have to, I don't know, buy a lottery ticket or something. I did just text my son my plans for the day, and he said I needed to get a tattoo or something because I'm being way too grown up, and I agree. I'm not going to get a tattoo, but I should do something frivolous. Voting done, and my voting this time was at Fulton County Human Services, and they gave me a little first aid kit. I've never gotten swag for voting before. That's kind of fun. Hello, welcome to Wednesday. I'm not sure where we left off, so I'm just going to jump into what's going on right now. The first thing we need to talk about is the unboxing that I just did. I filmed myself doing it, but then I looked at the clip and I wasn't happy with it. So pretend that you already saw me unbox this. It did come with a dust bag, but this is the brand new Away, what is it called? Top lid luggage, okay? So I'm in here with all the dogs. So if you see low doggy paws, that's why. So a lot of you wanted me to get this. I already know there's a couple problems with it. I think I'm going to keep it anyway. So I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. But the other thing we need to talk about is my freaking hair. I bought Pros. I was influenced, okay? Scooby's right here, and Lonnie's right here, and Sadie's right here. I was influenced by Instagram. I have been seeing Pros advertised on Instagram since Jesus was a baby. And I did their little style quiz and it made the recommendations and I had like 60% off. This is not sponsored. In fact, I'm not even going to recommend it yet. And I'll tell you why in a minute. I did it. I washed it 2 days ago. So this is Wednesday. I washed it on Monday and I have never had third day curls look this good. This is the back. So you can see the back. I am overjoyed. Now, the reason I'm not going to recommend it yet is because you really have to use, in my opinion, hair care products. There is dog hair all over this. Squirrel. Anyway, it is the bed where Sadie sleeps predominantly. You have to use, hold on, I got to show you her. We'll do that. I'll move that and then you can see her and me at the same time. You have to use, in my opinion, hair care product for a couple of weeks before, or at least like 3 or 4 wash cycles before you know if it's going to work. But I got the shampoo, the conditioner, the curl cream, and the styling gel, and I used them in that order. And I did a little bit of diffusing and then I let it air dry. Now, all I've done in the mornings, Sadie, if you can believe, I know, all I've done in the mornings is spray water on it. I have one of those misting bottles and just gotten it damp and then like re-scrunched it. I'm hoping that this stays working this well because I am very, very, very happy. So good job, pros. Sorry, I think you were crooked when I moved you to see Sadie, but that's okay. Totally worth it. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. And the price is really good. I've used Briogeo in the past and I like it, but I was ready for a change. My hair was ready for a change. And so, yeah, I will keep you posted. I will link it below if you're interested. This is not sponsored, but I'm really happy with it. So let's talk about this suitcase. I am going to use this for a trip and show you all the features of it. I paid my own money for this. It was $400-ish. I think it was $395. This is different than any suitcase Away has ever done in that it is the hard case, but it opens from the top. And I got it in the blue sky color. This is the Sadie. You can hear her always. This is the carry-on, not the bigger carry-on, because the bigger carry-on was too heavy for me. It was a full 2 pounds heavier than my regular bigger carry-on. And it has the expandable zipper on the outside. So make sure you stay tuned for the full review of this. What I think I'm gonna do is like a staged packing video because I also wanna experiment with that Sudoku packing method. And it would be a great opportunity to figure out how this packs up, even though I'm not going on a significant trip. But I will show you guys so you can see the difference, how it opens up as opposed to the clamshell. Oh, what? Crazy. Now, a couple of you have already messaged me that you bought it and sent it back because it is heavy. She's a hefty girl. Having said that, I see why she's heavy. There's a new lock right here that you can put on. I don't know if you can see it, so that it doesn't go rolling down your driveway like my Away suitcases have done many times. And it's a different texture than the other Away suitcases that I've had. I don't know how I feel about that. So again, I'll bring you a full review, but here it is. And it is really pretty. It has the handle on the bottom. I like it. Is it worth $400? If I didn't already have an Away suitcase, is this the one I would buy? I don't know, maybe. So stay tuned and we'll do a fun little packing tips video. She's done. We are going out to our little local place for dinner. And today was really a good day. It was very mellow. I did not go to Mom's today. I'm trying to get into a good routine where I'm every other day, and sometimes I will skip 2 days because I find it's just really good. Those of you that have a loved one that is in a memory care facility understand this. It is really, really draining to go see her. So my goal is to go enough that I can provide accountability and oversight, which has proven to be extremely important in recent days. Mom doesn't really know if I'm there. Like if I'm there every day, she says, "Oh, I've missed you so much." And sometimes I'll be gone a week, like if I've traveled, and she thinks I was just there. So I go more just to make sure that she's okay. And there have been some instances recently where she wasn't okay. And there was some stuff going on. And if you know, you know, I don't want to dwell on it. But It is nice when I get a day off from that and I can just like lean into the fun things like opening new suitcases. Good morning, welcome to Thursday. Today's gonna be very boring for you to watch. I have to do a ton of just boring work. Right now I'm going over my YouTube analytics for the month. I like to do that every month just to sort of see, am I on track? You can obsess over numbers and you can ignore them completely. I try to be somewhere in the middle. I look at the analytics. I look at particularly things like which videos are making more money, which videos are reaching new audiences. Every video has a different goal for me. Some are like this one is to just really give content that you guys seem to like and enjoy. Sometimes it's to reach a new audience. Sometimes it's more like informational, educational. Obviously, if it's a travel vlog, that has a particular audience. But taking a hard look at my analytics allows me to get an idea of what you guys want, where my audience is right this second, who's coming in that's new, where are they coming from. It will show me what other channels people who watch my channel are watching, which I find super interesting in terms of what y'all are interested in. So I don't obsess over it, certainly. I always make the content that I want to make, but I also want to make sure that I'm giving you what you want, and the analytics kind of help me figure that whole thing out. So I'm doing that today. I just got my kind of quarterly update from my bookkeeper. I need to go over all of that. I need to look at my numbers. I'm getting paid from AdSense today, so I have some bills to pay, which is not exciting, but is very gratifying. I love paying the bills. There are a lot of expenses for me as a travel YouTube creator, the cruises and the hotel stays and all the things. It's an honor that that's part of my business, but those bills have to be paid. So yeah, just that sort of thing that has to be taken care of. My hair is still a little damp. Didn't wash it again. So this is day, what did we say? I washed it on Monday and this is day 4. I think this is probably our last good day. Maybe I could stretch it one more day. I could definitely stretch it one more day if I wear it up tomorrow. Curly haired girls understand like the life cycle of a wash day. There's like, so many days and then you have to wear it up. But this is like the longest I've ever been able to maintain curl. The way that it has refreshed every day is kind of blowing my mind. So just really fun stuff like that. Called the electrician this morning. They're coming tomorrow to install the new lights in the bathroom. I have not given you guys an update of that Jack and Jill bath that we're redoing because it's all taped off right now. But the flooring's done, the countertop is done, and tomorrow the lights will be done. So we are making progress. I don't think I'll have an update for you on that this vlog, but next weekly vlog I might, which will be super exciting. So yeah. I'm going to get to my work day. I'm going to be disciplined. I need to go fill up my water bottle. I need to stay hydrated and focused. My new desk setup was kind of the whole reason I filmed this clip. Love. Originally, y'all know I had talked about mounting this to the wall and putting it on an adjustable arm. It's working fine here. It's like the right height for me. I'm finally lined up correctly when I'm working, and I'm finding that facing the wall, my focus is so much better because I put on my noise canceling headphones and I can really drill in. The only problem is when Scott is home, I make him text me before he comes into the room because those noise canceling headphones, I can't hear a thing, and he sneaks up on me, and a couple times my skin has fallen from my body because I've been so startled. Not literally, but it felt like it. So yeah, that's the only downside. But yeah, let's get to work. Busy day. Okay, I'm just going over financial reports, and I just want to say really fast. By the way, that's my steamer, if you're wondering. When you film yourself in clothes and things, you need a steamer. I'm going over my April financial report. It is so detailed. My bookkeeper breaks down meals, travel expenses, whenever I need to, rent a car, when we're on a trip, hotel, all of my operating expenses, office supplies, dues and subscriptions. I have some charitable contributions. I don't know how I ever thought I could manage the books of my business by myself. I did for a few years, but looking at how complex this is, and then what happens is my bookkeeper hands off to my tax accountant and they do some kind of magic. Speaking of which, I think I have a tax payment coming due on June 15th. But there's a lot to keep track of anytime you're a small business owner. And one thing I see people doing, whether they're content creators or not, especially women, is they don't take their books seriously enough and they don't give them enough time. And if they're like me and bookkeeping and accounting is not your strong suit, they don't find the money to outsource it. Because when I say to you, when I was doing this on my own, that I was mental about it, it stressed me out almost every day. And it was my wonderful accountant at the time who told me, Laura, in fact, who I just ran into in the airport the other day randomly, who said, listen, you are a creative. You need to hand this off to someone to do well so that you can free up that time and energy to create. And I think in terms of my business, it was the biggest sea change and completely changed my perspective. And it has meant that I've made more money, and it has meant that I've enjoyed what I do more. So yeah, just a word, if you're a small business owner and there's something that you're not particularly gifted in that you keep trying to force yourself to do, try as much as you can to find the money to outsource it so that you can be freed up to work on the parts of your business that you're really gifted and called to do. Okay, enough of that. I have been working all morning, and I got a lot done, and I'm very proud of myself. And I just went out front and there was a package. Now, I used to collect a lot of Disney stuff, a lot of Disney bags, a lot of lounge flies, a lot of Disney collectibles. It was a phase. I got over it. I got rid of everything. I do have like one Dooney and Burke Disney bag left and one Coach Disney bag left. But if you watched my latest cruise video, you saw me bemoan the fact that the Disney Cruise Line bags that I had looked at in the shops on Disney Cruise Line for literally 2 years were not only all sold out, but that they weren't going to be getting any more of them in. Now, these were designed, so I said in the video, you're going to have to go to eBay if you want them. I had heard too that you could find them at the Character Warehouse in Orlando. That's not something that is within my ability to do. So I found it on eBay. There were multiples and the prices were anywhere between $70 and over $100. Mine was right at $75, which is, fine. It's about what I expected to pay, and it's wrapped real cute. And the seller wrote me a note. Thank you so much for shopping our store. I hope you love the bag, which was very sweet. And here is the bag. Now, there were two different styles of this that I liked. The one had space for your phone, and then this one, and it's new with tags, wrapped so beautifully, by the way. I'm going to go to eBay and give her a really good seller's rating. This one does not have a space for the phone. It's just a really simple crossbody, but I really wanted it. And you know what? Sometimes when we miss out on something, I should have said too, the one sailing that I was on where they had plenty of them was in Europe. And we were not going to be able to be exempt from the VAT because of new rules. So it was going to cost me like 30% more. So I think I ended up paying about what I would have paid if I'd bought it when we were in Europe. But, finding out they weren't going to make them anymore made me really sad. It's so cute. I have a really fun Ashley Eckstein story. If you don't know who she is the voice of, is it Ashaka? I can't remember the name that she's the voice of. I'll put it down here. In Star Wars. And she also has her own clothing line called Her Universe. And I was on a cruise sailing with her and she was just a doll baby. And we played bingo in each other's vicinity and did a lot of B11 dancing together. And then the following night, she actually performed and I was sitting right behind her and her husband. And she got up and sang and she was super nervous. And so I was able to whisper in her ear what a great job she did. And it It was just a fun moment. She 100% would not remember that, nor does she know who I am, but it was like a fun little Disney Cruise Line story tie-in with her. Wow, this is packaged so good. Okay, I didn't do too bad. The retail on this was $65 and I paid $75. So, I mean, and that was all in shipping and everything. It's so cute. Okay, this is the bag. And it says, sail away with Captain Mickey, Disney Cruise Line. It's totally new. It's in fantastic shape. Lug Life. Lug Life makes great bags anyway. And then inside, you have your crossbody strap. Okay. Very, very cute. I saw several women with these when we were getting on our ship, and I was like, as we were getting on the ship, I was like, I want one of those. Looked for them on the ship. Of course, they weren't there. So you have 2 pockets, and this one is just open and will fit like your passport or whatnot. And then this back one has space for your cards, and then a zipper pocket, which is super fun. There we go. And the interior lining is this bright blue. She also designed this with Brett Ewan, who is the voice of Mickey Mouse and who I got to meet on that same sailing. So, you know, it's all good things. So yeah, that's the bag, little crossbody. Let me make sure, hold on, my passport happens to be right here. I wanna make sure my passport will fit, because if you're getting on a cruise, oh, easily, obviously my passport will fit right in there, or it could go, if you wanted it to go on the other side. It also has a belt strap. Oh yeah, look, passport fits right in there. It also has belt loops, which I would never wear it that way, but I mean, you could if you wanted to. They have them on eBay as high as $100. I scrolled through and I found a seller with a 100% approval rating that had it for a much more reasonable price. And it's absolutely darling, and I love it. And I love that the strap is super adjustable. So you could either do it as a crossbody, you could do it as you could probably even wear it as like a bum bag, or you could put it on as a belt or use it as a shoulder bag. I am very happy with my eBay purchase. Well done, me. And yeah, if you want one, go look for one on eBay. There were loads. Good morning and happy, very rainy Saturday. I am off to a friend's graduation party. Some of you might remember my friend Trisha. She was in a couple of different videos, and then I actually went on a cruise with their family. And on that cruise, I met Anna and Patrick, and today is Patrick's graduation party. So I'm off to do that, and I will check in with you guys later. Hello, so I'm back home. That was such a fun party. Patrick is an absolute doll, and it was wonderful to see the whole family. And if you didn't watch that video that I did when I cruised with them, you should go watch it. They really are dear friends. And it was kind of crazy because after just talking about Ashley Eckstein and Brett Ewan and that bag line that they designed, I was at their house and they had a print on the wall that they had framed. They have a Disney Cruise Line wall, which of course they do. So yeah, it was just kind of a nice tie-in to the week. But one of the things I had put on last year's bingo, for those of you that don't know, every January, instead of resolutions, I do bingo, where I make this big square and I put things that I want to have happen for the following year, intentions, and then as they happen, I can mark them off, which is how bingo works. I believe we are aware. And I had said that I wanted more local friends. And Trisha has just really become like family to me. And it was really special because everyone else there were either friends they'd had for years or literal family. So yeah, I just felt it was wonderful. Scott wanted to go. He got called out on a trip last minute, so it was a bummer that he wasn't there. But the good news about friends like Trisha and Frank is they are also an airline family, so it never phases any of us if we have plans and someone doesn't show up because they got to go to work. That's just the way it works. So the rest of today, I actually get to start working on a brand partnership that I'm so excited to bring you guys. I just got the package. I will do a bit of a spoiler. It's a clothing brand, and I have not done a cooperation with a clothing brand in a long time for a lot of different reasons, but this is one that I've loved forever. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Other things we have coming up this summer, I am gonna do a carry-on bag comparison, my full review of that away bag. And I also have one short trip coming up that I think you all are really going to want to come along for. So if you've been watching up until now, this has been a very long video, and you haven't subscribed yet, would you go ahead and take 2 seconds and do that? It would mean the world to me. It's totally free, and it really does help me here on YouTube. Okay, whatever you're doing today, I hope you're finding joy. I hope you've enjoyed this weekly vlog. I hope maybe it's given you either some inspiration or a few minutes of peace, or just, I don't know, just something to have on in the background while you're doing all the million other things that you're called to do in your life. You're doing such a good job, and I am so proud of you. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers.